the output.
I can see the delay.
Is it working now? Hello.
Can you hear us now?
Hello. Everyone just started talking.
Go back to do it with the TV again instead of the. Oh.
Wait.
It's working better, yeah. But my volume's like turned up all the way.
No, hold on. There's a
Echo.
yeah.
Wrong mic.
No, the microphones were supposed to be.
Okay, well, there's something wrong. Because there is.
Is the other mic turned on?
Okay, yeah, we're all set up properly.
We're good.
Okay, apologies to everyone watching on YouTube. We didn't realize we were having a mic feedback issue, and it was not where it was supposed to be. I'm sorry.
So to lip sync, you got all of what we said?
You should all be able to hear us now.
Lip read. Sorry.
Again, what we're talking about is YouTubers who. Well, okay, so first there was the announcement that we do upload the podcast to SoundCloud, and that is every Thursday. And we split it up into smaller bite-sized episodes, so it's easier for you guys to consume. We thank everybody for their viewership, because you guys have been showing a lot of support for the PORNCast, and we really appreciate that. I'm going to start posting the links for the previous week's PORNCast in the description. And the PORNCast on SoundCloud is about 2 weeks behind the live episode, so if you guys want to go back and listen to them, we split them up by subject, so the podcasts that have multiple subjects have multiple episodes. Also, yeah, that lands every Thursday, and you can also find those on our social media. Just search Otaku Rage Nation pretty much anywhere. There are plenty of links to it on our channel, and you can go and find the PORNcast on SoundCloud and listen to it whenever you like.
Oh, son of a bitch. Well, I keep trying to moderate with my phone and I can't. Because we have a couple people watching, commenting about the sound. So.
Well, thank you guys for pointing out the sound.
Yeah, we fixed this out. It should be fixed.
Yeah.
Please let us know if you guys are having any more problems. It might be your fault. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I like the.
Why is the live chat not working on?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have it right here.
It's weird.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, so getting into it, what we're talking about today is we're talking about YouTubers abandoning the platform and and just in general them getting into mainstream media. This is going to be a more lighthearted episode than what we normally do. So, yeah, just sit back, kick back, enjoy, and listen to our wonderful, beautiful voices and the sound of Sakura eating an apple. And that's a little ASMR action for you guys.
Right, well, she's really nice, so we wanted her to sound like more of an asshole, so we told her to eat an apple.
Yeah, that's the best way to do
Right,
it.
that's the best way to make it happen.
Okay, so to start with, some really cool stuff. Some of our absolute favorite YouTubers, the guys over at Rooster Teeth, were on The Amazing Race.
The guy, as it were.
Well, guys being a monosyllabic term referring to the people existing there, not necessarily referring to gender. But, yeah, so we are...
The thudding is Merlin,
power crawling across the floor.
Well, it says that Ashley Jenkins, is she from Mr. T?
Well, she's from
dating.
Mr. T. Yeah,
Okay,
they're actually, I'm pretty sure they're engaged, actually.
Wait, Bernie Burns and Ashley?
I'm pretty sure.
It just says dating.
I think they are.
That's crazy.
I
did not know that. God, way to go, Bernie, man. She's a lot younger than you. Way to go, dude. Like, nice job, buddy. Woo! Quite the catch. Did he get divorced? Because he used to be married.
He's not married. Like, I'm pretty sure he did, yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, sorry to hear that, Bernie. And
good
on you. Yeah, well done. Well done. Although the rules are, man, you never date your fans. I was going to say something more vulgar, but because it's Bernie, I'm not going to say it the way I normally say it. Never date your fans, never date your coworkers, never date your employees. But hey, do what you're going to do, man. I'm still proud of you. Still happy for you. All right, moving on.
Family is fair game.
They did like essentially all an internet star version of The Amazing Race, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick.
Unfortunately, Bernie Burns, our band, did not win. He placed what?
Fourth?
Fourth?
Oh, wait.
Out of
No,
four?
wait. Hang on.
Because if Bernie placed 4th out of 4, that's so Bernie.
Yeah, they got 4th on 11th episode. They lost. That was really crazy because Sherry and Cole had been second to last all, and then like Sherry and Cole, because they do two challenges each episode, and so Sherry and Cole were actually the last in the first challenge,
Yeah.
like last.
Guys.
And then they did the hardest second challenge, and they beat Bernie and Ashley.
That's awesome.
crazy.
That's not awesome because
Dave.
I got 69 on Slurpee.
Yes, very good. Well done.
Play things
So I've got a
Slurpee.
new way to start the podcast. I think it's very
Do you
awesome.
wanna do it here? Oh, hey, look.
I think I can.
My grandma thinks Trump is president right now.
Good for your grandma.
Yeah.
That's-
Well done.
There would be riots if he was president right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read too many comments because we get off on those.
If you
And
guys
I don't
do
mean-
want, if you guys do want to interact appropriately, you can. But
Sounded weird how I said that.
Mother.
Yeah, we get off on
Mother.
comments.
we do get off on comments
We
very
do,
much.
we do.
Mother Slither.
So
Say that 3 times fast.
not. But so this kind of we were having this discussion last night, and we kind of wanted this to lead into our discussion for this podcast about YouTubers getting into mainstream media. Now, there's a big issue of YouTubers being respected in mainstream media because a lot of people look at I've heard the term used, the little screen or the small screen, when referring to the internet,
Yeah,
which is in itself trying to belittle the platform.
which, well, I mean,
And
Yeah.
to be perfectly honest, there are some creators who do with $30 to $1,000 a month, which is a pretty wide range, but $30 to $1,000 a month, what it takes some production companies to do. What it takes some production companies millions of dollars to do.
sometimes hundreds.
Like you take the Hit Film team, the team who develops Hit Film 4, the editing program,
Yeah,
and they make high quality movie style effects for virtually no money, and it's incredible.
because it doesn't cost a lot of money to do. Like they over budget it to just to make themselves look awesome.
But so a lot of YouTubers are getting into mainstream media. Primary and probably most notable is this fellow right here, PewDiePie. Everybody knows PewDiePie. Pretty much everybody knows PewDiePie. There are probably people in old folks' homes who are like, "Have you watched the new PewDiePies? The PewDiePie. I would like a PewDiePie for lunch, please. Can I get PewDiePies?"
You know what? That's gonna happen.
PewDiePie?
In like 2 years, someone's gonna come out with PewDiePies.
Oh,
It's
man.
probably already
And you know
around.
what? And you
Actually,
know what?
we should look
No,
that
no.
up. That's
And
probably
you know what?
around.
They'll taste like shit, and it won't be funny. So
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
just like PewDiePie.
Just like PewDiePie.
I've got nothing against Felix. I just don't think he's funny anymore. Like
I never.
Felix Kelberg, he's a
Ever
sweetheart of
thought.
a
It's
guy.
because
I don't think he's very smart, and I feel like he has, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. I just don't feel like he's very bright.
Yeah.
Because he does a lot of really dumb stuff on YouTube, and it's not like done for views, but he'll do things like tell people don't fight, and don't notice your haters. And then he makes whole videos making fun of kids who are making fun of him.
Like rage stuff.
Yeah, and like to a certain extent, I get it. It gets annoying, and it's kind of funny, and those sort of videos get views. But at the same time, when you're the most subscribed guy on YouTube, you kind of have a responsibility to not be the same dick that everybody else is.
Yeah, you
So-
do.
In that instance, I don't particularly care for Felix. I think he's a nice guy, and all in all, I have respect for him for what he's managed to achieve. But I feel like a lot of better people could have been put in that position.
Absolutely. Well, and Ravin Faye makes a pretty good point. I'm not sure who this is, but thank you for commenting. Pew's got a lot worse since YouTube Red came out, and that's true.
Yeah,
He
well,
definitely did.
and a lot of YouTubers got a lot of worse. Some of them got accused of rape
I can read it.
after YouTube Red. So
Oh.
Stop YouTube Red 2016.
stop YouTube Red.
Hashtag stop
2016.
YouTube Red. Yeah, please.
That's
Is
of
that
course referring to the Tobuscus case, but we're actually going to have a whole different discussion about that later. So I'm not. What equality?
Man, shit.
I think that's just on Sucker's computer. Well, no, she has low res on the computer, so.
Sorry.
All right, stop messing with it.
I know I'm
Let's
breaking. Yeah,
keep
continue talking. Don't mind me.
But on that same front, though, this is a prime example of mainstream media not respecting YouTubers because look at this cover right here. Look at it. Is anybody looking?
Yeah, looking.
Okay, so those of you listening on SoundCloud, we're looking at the variety cover that was done for PewDiePie, and it's essentially him tearing through the page, a giant black X across his chest, and him holding up his index finger with a little tiny foam number 1 finger on it. This is very clearly a degrading cover.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, this is meant to belittle his fame. And, you know, Felix, as far as I know, he's never spoken out against this. He's never said anything. And he was super excited and honored to be on the cover. And who wouldn't be? It's Variety Magazine. It's mainstream media. It's huge.
Huge.
But on the same front, that is degrading. And
Oh,
it was very clearly meant to be that way.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's, I mean, when we first saw this, dude, like, you look at all the other covers for Variety, it's
very flattering, very artsy.
Yeah, very artistic and just like gorgeous images and portraits of these people. And you know, he's not even in a button-down shirt, dude. He's in a plain white tee. I like that band, by the way. And he kind of looks like he just got out of bed almost. You know, like it's not flattering to him at all. And then, you know, you have the giant X over him, he's breaking through the page. And hashtag fame changer. That's the cover.
Somebody hashtagged my hashtag stop YouTube Red
Damn
Tuesday.
straight. Hey, spread that across all you platforms, okay?
This is the movement. We are rising.
It says here that this Mr. Smith here, Mr. Smith.
And Andrew Smith.
Yeah, says that he was voted one of the top 100 influential people on Earth.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, in 2014. He was voted, I think it was 2014, voted one of the top 100 influential people on the planet, which in a certain light is scary, but on the other light, it's huge. It's huge for internet fame in general, because the internet is becoming so integrated into our lives. It stands to reason that it is becoming on the level, if not more important than mainstream media and television.
But it definitely has more reach.
It
more
absolutely
accessible.
does.
No, seriously, I took out cable literally years ago.
Well, and
Who the fuck needs cable?
the cord cutters movement is becoming very huge, and more people are moving towards the internet. But there's a split, because there's this huge thing where mainstream media is constantly looking at YouTube and internet celebrities as though they are ridiculous. They're just kids playing online. And there are some people who add to this. PewDiePie, I think, is one of them.
Well, and to be fair, that is kind of how it started.
It is how it started, but and then you get like these prank YouTubers who go on and they just kill the platform. You get these Musical.ly kids who go on and literally make millions of dollars for biting their fucking lips on camera to G-Eazy's music. Just
play the whole Wi-Fi.
Really?
Okay, and I do want to on the subject of YouTubers that are under controversy. A lot of people bash on Leafy is here, and while he may be a dick, he does have a lot of very good opinions about people on the internet and what is seen as great content. But read it out loud.
Sorry, they should have voted Connor. Sorry for throwing you under the bus, buddy.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's Connor. I don't know.
Oh, it's Connor.
As one of the most influential.
Wait, is that Jaden? Is that my vagina?
No, well, yeah.
Yes.
No, the bottom one is not Revan.
My vagina watches this?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Why wouldn't your vagina watch this?
I don't know.
Your vagina has good taste in YouTube.
My vagina has a
Okay,
lot of good taste in a lot of things.
Now moving on from that is that there is a split. Like there's the part of YouTube that is just completely unrespected because people don't want to accept it. It's the same reason why ESPN created a whole other channel to cover esports.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to accept that esports is becoming essentially a sport. And while I wouldn't say it's on the same level as being a sport, they do put an E in front of it for a reason.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of but esports, not esports.
I know. I didn't say I said yeah.
But as long as they are considering badminton and curling to be a sport, they damn well better not be getting the fuck on esports.
Have you?
Hey man, people get hand injuries.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Ballroom dancing takes a lot of effort and control.
about
And
to-
still,
You have
I
to
was
keep
about
yourself
to
fucking focused.
Not as focused. Yeah.
I was about to say,
I don't
if
have good taste in men.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen those freaking guys play badminton, but it's pretty intense.
It is pretty intense, actually, but
Yeah.
They
still.
do it intense.
Intense.
Yeah, they do it intense.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like
I don't know how they don't
not
hit the roof.
even like big tent. It's like a one-man tent. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to YouTubers.
So
Intense.
It's like the cheese wedge tense.
Gaming YouTubers, vloggers are constantly brought under fire and scrutiny by mainstream media and criticized for not being real creators. But the thing is, if there wasn't an audience for that, if there wasn't a real, legitimate audience for these things would not exist. That's how things work.
Well, I think because YouTube is basically the spirit of entrepreneurship, and it's we're in that era, and it's no longer going through the gatekeepers to do what we can do now, like making a movie or making a music video or all that kind of stuff. You don't have to go through all of the contractors in order to get.
Well, and look at people like Bernie Burns. Bernie Burns, we mentioned at the beginning of the episode. Bernie Burns started out by doing voiceovers on top of Halo 1 or Halo 2
I think it
footage.
Was it
Two?
one? It
I
might
thought
have
it
been
was
two.
two.
I think it was two. Yeah.
With some friends in an office that they leased in Houston,
No,
Texas.
they weren't even in an office to begin with. Like that was after
After it went viral,
That was after they
And
launched,
now they
yeah.
have one of the greatest and probably most respected production companies on the whole internet. And then you've got people like Philip DeFranco. Philip DeFranco started out by angrily yelling at people about things, just in general. Like, Philip DeFranco is probably one of the best examples of success when it comes to YouTube because of everything that he's done. I mean, he's got the PDS. He's got 4 Human People. He runs 4 YouTube channels. Very, very successful, very respectable member of the community. And again, there is still this line that people like Phil aren't taken seriously because of the nature of what they do.
Yeah.
But
Well,
then you
not even the nature of what they do. It's where they do it.
Yeah.
But
well, it's because
it
it's
does-
not
Jaden
through
brought
the
up Shane
original
Dawson.
gatekeepers.
What's everyone's opinion on Shane Dawson?
Well, first
We
of
all
all,
have opinion on Shane
thanks for getting the pun and continuing it.
Yes. But no, Shane Dawson, I feel like could have done so much more with his fame. And I do think that Shane early on was a really great YouTube comedian, and that probably about 2/3 of the way through his career, he just kind of got bitter against the platform. We're going to talk about another YouTuber later that got bitter against the platform, Ray William Johnson, and what that did to his career.
Sad
So-
is what it was.
But for right now, the point I'm trying to make is that it is what he does that separates him, because then you take people who have legitimate, real-world skills, people who have a tangible skill, not something like opinions or gaming or anything like that, but what the world considers to be a tangible skill, like this fine lady here, Lindsay Sterling.
Sick ass split. Yeah.
Right? That's
Jesus.
amazing. The dancing violinist.
Yeah, hold on. For the SoundCloud
Oh,
viewers,
that one.
she is on stage with her leg above her head, basically
Playing the violin.
Yeah,
just
this
Jesus Christ.
woman
It's very
is,
elegant, but
This woman is innumerably lovely. I adore Lindsay Sterling. I met her at, I don't remember if it was Playlist Live or VidCon a couple years ago. She's absolutely wonderful. She is probably one of my favorite people, not just on the internet, but in the world.
Yeah.
She is gorgeous, she's talented, and she is absolutely just the pinnacle of humanity, in my opinion. She's so nice.
Interesting facts about her. She was denied or something. She's done some auditions.
Oh, she was on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And she got shut down from America's Got Talent, and now she's one of the most famous violinists, if not the most famous violinist in the world.
Well, especially in this day and age, like no one else is like, oh, who's in the LA Philharmonics or the London Philharmonics?
Right.
No, it's Lindsay
No,
Sterling.
no.
The electric
It's
dancing violinist.
either between her or that other person violinist guy.
That other
that guy.
Although I will say
yeah.
a close third for me is Black Violin. It's a pair of dueling violinists who do absolutely incredible work.
I was gonna see what is D on Vine. I like him. He's a violinist.
Somebody
Sorry,
thought-
I just thought about that.
A person in my class, we were talking about black violin Oh,
They're
that's
really, really
yeah.
good.
And somebody
enjoy
thought it was a group of people who were only African American that played violins.
them. Well, it's
Wow.
two black guys who play violins, but it's not really the relevant
But they
point.
thought that the group
No,
was
it's
only
just-
black people playing
Just
violins.
just two guys.
Oh god.
Joey
But-
Graceffa?
Lindsey Sterling is much more respected than, say, Bernie Burns or because even Laser Team wasn't really respected as a mainstream launch movie, even though it was more well made than most sci-fi films being released now.
I like that album.
Oh, Lindsey Sterling's just
Well, if you
yeah.
scroll down slightly, you can see
It's
that
very
you
elegant.
you can get it right there.
Right?
Probably for a lot of money, if we're being completely honest. But Lindsey Sterling is very well respected in the community. She performed the picture we're showing on screen is actually her
Okay.
performing at the Grammys.
Oh, is that what that is?
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I
This
didn't
was
know
her
that.
performance at the Grammys, and she's also been nominated for Grammys. I'm not sure if she's won one,
I don't.
but she
think
has been nominated for Grammys as well.
What about-
But moving on to that, the a cappella group,
Your opinion on
oh,
all
sorry.
so. Yes.
The a cappella group
Pentatonics.
Pentatonics
Pentatonics.
has won
Oh.
a Grammy. They won a Grammy last
Yep.
year, and this for me was a huge step in the right direction for people respecting YouTube celebrities, because these guys, they started out on
Brilliant,
YouTube.
yeah.
It was so sick when did I tell you it was like a year and a half ago I was walking through Universal the City Walk,
City
and
Walk.
like you know the giant screen they have like basically right when you get there,
Yeah.
Pentatonics was on it, just like
Oh,
their Daft Punk.
That harder, better, faster,
Yeah,
stronger.
yeah,
No
it
way.
was going. I was just like, that's fucking awesome.
Now,
Shit, I want to
and-
listen to some
Now,
Pentatonics
I have,
now.
Right?
I have been
Damn.
watching. I've been watching Pentatonics for the last 4 years, which
Yeah.
is like about a year after they started, and they started out doing this in I think
That's
it's
when you came
what's his name,
out.
Tyler
You,
is
like,
the middle guy.
Yeah.
His name's Tyler. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
not up for discussion
Do they
right
mean,
now.
do they mean
Tyler-
Connor
Out of the
Franta?
closet. I don't
No,
know.
Connor Franta, because he came out of the closet recently.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tyler, the
Okay,
guy in the
there
middle,
we
they
go.
actually started
How
out
cute.
doing music
Like, you
in
came out of
his
the closet.
mother's dining room because of the harmonics in there for the echo. If you go back
Oh.
and watch some of the early videos,
Sad.
it's them singing in his house to get the good harmonics of that room. And then you go 2 years ahead, and they're making absolutely incredible music videos, like the Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger one. I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one they did actually with Lindsey Sterling, where they were all puppets, and it was all done in French.
Oh, that
it was
also-
amazing.
They did.
Well, they also did the one with Imagine Dragon one with her.
Oh yeah, they did do
Yeah.
Radioactive. They did
Radioactive.
an acapella version
That
of
was-
Radioactive.
there
Very well done.
there was actually quite a few YouTubers involved with that one, like YouTube musicians.
Yes.
I think there was like them,
There
Lindsey
was like
Sterling,
a
and a
bass
couple
or
other.
a bassist.
Yeah, there was a lot. That was a
Cello?
really sick like
Well,
video.
and these in my mind, these people are the pinnacle of success, because they still make YouTube videos
Yeah.
even though they've got all kinds of TV spots. They have not abandoned the platform that gave them their start, and they still love the YouTube community. From what I understand, Pentatonics is supposed to perform at did perform at Playlist Live this year, or it might be next year, I don't know. But they're still very much involved with the community that started them, and
Yeah.
that's beautiful, because you get people like Ray William Johnson, and we're gonna go into that in a second, who just abandoned the platform. Now, what did I bring it? Oh, that's just that. And then you get guys like this, Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
Dude Perfect is a personal favorite of Mr. Smith's.
Oh.
It's one of the what's it called? It's a guilty pleasure. Okay, everybody has them. Have you ever watched their videos though?
I have.
Like
yeah.
you're just like
Okay, so
well, what you like, and they have like their outtakes and bloopers and stuff, and like all these trick
Thank you.
shots and stuff. They don't
I
do
was
them
like-
in one try. Like they spend hours doing this stuff, but what I like about it is the energy that they have, because they're trying. When they get it, their excitement, their like just
Is
energy
legitimate,
is
yeah.
legitimate. Yeah, like
They
it
do
is
stuff with Markiplier.
awesome. They have done stuff with like
Everybody.
everybody pretty much. They are all over
Now,
the place.
here's my favorite thing about Dude Perfect is Mr. Smith and I used to work for FCA Automobiles. We used to work for Fiat Chrysler, and we found out about these guys when the Fiat 500 Abarth was launched, because they had a Cabrio edition. The Cabrio edition was essentially a convertible, and Dude Perfect made a commercial, like essentially putting a hoop into the back seat of a Fiat 500 Abarth, and then driving it really fast, doing trick turns, and throwing the ball to get it into the hoop while the car was moving, and it was awesome. And the reason why we know about them is because we came to hate them because they had Family Forces 5 Chainsaw playing, and while we were at work, this commercial would constantly play.
Like
and it got
Family
to a
Force
point,
5?
Family Force 5,
Really?
yeah. And it got to a point where we would get so bored and so infuriated by this commercial that we'd actually start doing the chainsaw dance at work because of how often we'd hear this.
Yep.
And there'd be points where there'd be nothing going on, and Mr. Smith and I would just be like,
Like a chainsaw. Like a chainsaw. Cricket.
If you haven't seen that video, by the way, if you haven't seen like the actual music video, go look it up because it's hilarious.
It is very funny.
Comments
Family
are
Force 5
irrelevant.
Chainsaw. It's absolutely.
I said
Beautiful.
those comments are irrelevant.
By the way, Family Force 5 is an excellent band. They have a lot of good songs.
Yes,
they do.
they
I 100%
do.
agree with you.
I like their
I don't know
zombie
who that is.
song. You'll have to test them
Sweep
out.
the leg.
Pray button. Pray button is great.
Why am I talking about
Sounded
Karate
like a
Kid?
zombie.
No, they have really, really good songs. If you ever listen to Family Force 5, you're gonna love them because they're kind of screamo, almost on the side of metal. And they're
not
really, really good.
I like that.
No, because they get up there, but it's more like a hard rock.
Well,
screamo
yeah, I
as
was
opposed to a
like,
screamo
it's not like
screamo.
metal
Yeah.
screamo. It's like,
It's kind of like it's kind of like Metallica meets Hollywood Undead, sort of.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's-
it's not bad.
Alright.
Okay, now moving on to the next topic is YouTubers that have kind of abandoned the platform. And there's a lot of people in this front. Like, obviously you've got Fred. Nobody gives a shit about Fred. Fred did
Doesn't
Revolution.
Fred still do stuff though?
Yeah,
He still does, but he's nowhere
TV
near
show.
the level of fame that he had.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's really done anything on YouTube in years. But he has the Fred Show, which the Fred Show is not on anymore.
No.
But he got
that got
3
canceled.
movies. He got 3 movies and 4 seasons of a TV
Oh my
show.
god. Why?
And, and he kind of abandoned his platform. And the sad thing is that Fred abandoned the platform before he could really make money on it. Because if Fred had stayed on the platform, I guarantee you he would have been a millionaire from this platform. But he abandoned it before the Partners Project was launched and before they started doing AdSense advertising.
Yeah.
So Fred really missed out. He didn't get that little boost up that most of the head YouTubers get. Like
Yeah, his most recent thing was 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Like he doing nothing, and it's a questions where do babies come from?
What?
I don't even know. I don't even think it
You're
actually.
you're almost 30,
Let's see
Fred.
this.
Knock it off.
Wait, he's almost 30?
Oh yeah, it's a weird.
Fred does stuff. Fred's brother is still on, and his brother too. His
Question-
real name is Lucas.
Questions
Yeah,
my
Fred's
parents
name is
won't
Lucas.
answer. That it's not even Fred. It's not even Fred.
What?
It's I don't even know what this is. Like
It
it's his
might,
channel.
It might be his brother. That's what somebody in the
Yeah,
comments
so
just
there's
said.
Oh, okay.
Lucas Cruikshank.
Crookshank.
Yeah, and that was 9 months ago, man. 500,000 views,
But
you know.
He uploaded 3 hours ago.
But who? What's? He's got 2 channels.
I know. I looked the other one's 5 years ago. Got 6 million views on it.
Is it an actual Fred video?
Yeah.
Okay, but
Oh, God.
the person who we really want to talk about is the former king of YouTube, Ray William Johnson. Now, Ray William Johnson did a show for a while called Equals 3, and the show was lucratively popular. And a lot of people will tell you that show went off the air because it was losing popularity, which isn't necessarily true. Ray William Johnson, up until a certain point, every single time he uploaded a video, he was consistently either getting the same or more views. He maintained a pretty constant stead of what he was doing, and he modified his show little bits here and there over the years to make sure that he stayed up to date.
Relevant.
Now but what happened, he started dating another YouTuber, Anna Akana, and she was essentially a coattail writer. And it worked out lucratively for her because she
name
gained,
is just Lucas.
Yeah.
and she
Still doesn't count,
ended
it's
up
not Fred.
gaining a lot of traction on her own channel by dating Ray.
Oh.
And then she tried to modify the content on his channel, talked him into doing a podcast. Because Ray always had this thing that he didn't feel like he was being taken seriously because he was a comedy YouTuber. And she played on that. She enforced his insecurities. And eventually he started doing the podcast, made that absolute shit film, Riley Rewind. And it just...
The fuck is Riley
The
Rewind?
podcast
Don't-
was awful.
The podcast was
so
awful.
bad.
It was terrible. And
like we don't make an amazing podcast, but
What the fuck is
theirs was
Riley
shit.
Rewind?
Riley Rewind was the film Ray William Johnson and Anna Akana made, and
Lit-
Anna had him
literally-
do that project so that she could boost her own popularity because she was the star of the film.
What's it about?
You know, Life is Strange?
Yeah.
Imagine a really shit, poorly told version of that story. Yes. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
I never actually watched that.
I watched the first 2 episodes because he uploaded it in 4 videos on YouTube, and it was terrible. The whole thing was just fucking terrible.
Yeah, well, we know Ray William Johnson's still uploading, but
But
it's not him on Equals 3, and
his
content
channel is virtually dead.
garbage.
Wait.
No, I mean he still gets a lot of views. Like Equals 3 gets a lot of views.
Nowhere near what he used to. If you look
No.
at what he did, what he was doing 2 years ago as opposed to
No.
now,
But I mean, like I don't know if you've watched any of his
No,
stuff.
right.
Like he uploads a lot of shit to Facebook, and it's just garbage. It's hot.
well,
hot
it's
garbage.
kind of the same problem that
Hotness.
it's kind of
It's
the
a
same
hot
problem
mess.
that SourceFed got. SourceFed lost its
Okay.
entire original crew, and then its new crew is so incredibly like liberal. And there's no problem with like liberal news, but when you're so liberal, you're just forcing everything down somebody's throat. It's like being too conservative can be that problem too. If you're so just forcing your idea of things, like SourceFed's covered a lot of stories where because it was presented in a certain way to them, they covered it wrong instead of doing research into it and seeing what was actually the problem.
Yeah.
And SourceFed's viewership has dropped off too because of that. These people get to a point where they're stating more their opinion than doing something that is meant to be for entertainment or informational purposes, and at that instance you lose viewership.
Pretty much.
Off topic a little bit.
Yeah, moving
Okay.
on from that.
Okay, what's...
But as soon as Ray William Johnson tried to leave and go start his studio, go ahead.
Sorry, no, it's trust me, it's not important. Go on.
As soon as he left and went to try to start a studio, his channel died. He essentially lost all traction that he had on YouTube.
He still has 10 million subscribers.
Yeah, 10 million subscribers and his videos get less than 1 million views each.
Yeah, 200,000 is the average.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's-
Smith.
yeah.
Wait,
What?
Andrew.
Yeah,
Says
that's
it
your.
doesn't-
I think that's your
That's
buddy.
the Andrew who subscribed. Are you the Andrew from drama class?
I'm not a
I need
dude,
to know.
so okay.
What?
It says, but he doesn't know me by my YouTube username because it's an inside joke, and I'm not a dude, so okay. It's a
Got it.
girl.
All right.
Huh.
Fuck.
So, all right, moving on from there. Another YouTuber who kind of disappeared and fell off the platform. One of my personal favorites. She wasn't
So-
particularly
oh.
famous,
Alright.
but I loved her to death because of the
Oh,
content she made.
I know what you're talking
Oh,
And it's
about.
Miss Hannah Minx.
Yeah.
Those are white video.
Miss Hannah Minx.
Wait, who's Hannah Minx?
We're gonna learn Japanese. Like, always has
Also known
Oh.
as boobs.
Oh,
Oh my god, dude, it's so
Oh
sad.
yeah, no, I know her.
Like even
No,
when
I-
like, hold on, going back to RWJ real quick. Even when
Is she-
Robbie,
Of
even when
course
Robbie
she-
was
of
on
course
there,
she's Elvira, of course. Oh
I'm
my
trying to
god.
find a larger picture of her, but that's
dude. Even when
Oh, aren't we all trying to find a larger picture of her?
yeah,
No, and see, here's what happened.
God damn.
Go ahead.
No,
What were you gonna say?
even when Robbie, what was his name? Robbie Motts.
Robbie Motts.
Yeah. In the 2 million view, like okay, so when RWJ was hosting his last video that he did, 10 million views, and it was around 4 to 5 million each time, 3, 4, 5. You know that was his average, coming up to the end of his
Yeah.
career as the.
We're not talking about
Posted
two camels
it.
in a tiny car day.
No,
We're
no,
talking
no,
about, like,
no.
yeah.
And then when Robbie Motts was on, you know, he's steadily at around 2 million views. Like that's basically the average is about 2 million, and then it slowly, like, you know, you're getting 1 million, you know,
Damn, Jaden keeps
800,000.
attacking me on all platforms.
and then it like it
If
just.
you make an enemy on the internet, it's forever.
Damn. Just call me not important. Damn.
It literally just
You're not
starts to fall off to like 400, 300,000.
I know that,
Like you get the occasional 1 million.
Well, it's probably because of the content, like
it
what's
is,
in it.
Exactly. Like
It's not because it's good,
It-
but because it's irrelevant content.
right. It's,
Yeah.
Well,
it's just
and
falling off
because
slowly.
because of where his channel is, because it's in the top 100 subscribed channels, it
and
gets put
now
to the front page.
now
That's the only reason why.
his average views on videos. When we go back to the top here, about 200,000.
Yeah.
That's on Equals 3.
That's quite a drop.
Where 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It was a little more than 2 years
Now,
ago.
Miss Hannah Minx, that
It
was Merlin, everyone.
Yeah, it was.
Miss Hannah Minx
10
was, she wasn't a
Vision.
particularly heavily subscribed. She had about 200,000 subscribers between both of her channels. and she did Japanese culture and how to speak Japanese videos.
Oh, it was you?
And
I'm
she
sorry.
was probably one of the most criticized YouTubers on the platform because of how willing she was to use her cleavage to get views. And her content was quality. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
it was of the top quality on YouTube, because some of it was pretty dumb. Some of it was pretty dumb. Like, some of it, like, she just did push-ups on thing.
Oh,
But
She
really?
was just using what her mama gave her. What's wrong with that?
But she was teaching people to say the word push-ups or
Oh,
exercise
in
in
Japanese. I
which
see.
I think is undosuru, which is the only reason why
I
I remember
know
that one word.
Undosuru.
Which is probably why that's the only Japanese word I know and remember because of that video. But she was an absolute sweetheart. We met her at Anime Expo 2012.
No, Kamikaze.
Kamikaze 2012.
Oh, are
Yeah.
are Anime Expo tickets still going on?
Yes.
I gotta get
Yeah.
those. Like ASAP.
Kamikaze Expo 2012. And she was an absolute sweetheart. We loved her to death. She was
very,
brilliant.
very
I
sweet,
think I have a signed picture from the old wall from Rated
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere lying around.
We'll talk about the queen of YouTube in a bit.
Who? Tyler Oakley?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, she just completely disappeared. She uploaded a video from New York Comic Con, and then after that she just completely disappeared. Now a lot of people thought that she died.
Yeah, I
A lot
saw
of
some
people
of
thought that
the
she
some
had
of
been-
those said R.I.P.
Yeah.
Rip.
A lot of people had thought that she got kidnapped or something after New York Comic Con. Here's what really happened. For those of you that don't know what actually happened to Miss Hannah Minx, she got into a little bit of a custody battle with her YouTube channel from her manager. Her professional manager owned all the rights to her YouTube channel because of an early contract.
Oh.
If you guys don't know, this happens to a lot of YouTubers. A lot of YouTubers will sign on for big companies like Awesomeness TV and Machinima, and then those companies own that YouTube channel. And there were some, back in the day, back when Hannah Minx first started, there were some smaller companies that did that. And Miss Hannah Minx's YouTube channel was owned by her manager, and around that same time, she met a gentleman from Germany who asked her to marry him. And instead of fighting legally to get her YouTube channel back, after her wedding, she just gave up on it, and now she has 2 beautiful children, and she lives somewhere in Germany with a very successful, very rich businessman. So
Wow.
she's not hurting for anything.
Wow.
And there's not a whole lot of evidence to this because she deleted most of her social medias afterwards, and some of her social medias were still owned by
That company?
That company.
Yeah.
So that's why she has no presence anymore. But she disappeared completely from YouTube, and I feel like she probably would have been one of the most popular YouTubers today had she been able to maintain. But she hasn't uploaded anything in about 2 years because of that whole thing. But she's got 2 beautiful kids. I actually saw a picture of them a couple weeks ago. I was doing research for a video on YouTubers who have disappeared, and managed to find a string of somebody who hacked her Facebook. So thank you, Reddit, for that. The Reddit string has since been pulled down, so I was actually kind of lucky that I
She
caught
has
it.
really nice eyes.
She does. She has gorgeous eyes,
is-
actually. And they're
yeah.
that big in person, too.
Really?
Her eyes, I mean.
Jesus.
Are that big
Well.
in person.
Both
Okay,
are
so
equally...
next topic. Who are we talking about? Tyler Oakley?
Yeah.
Well, did you want to, because you're talking about people who gave up the platform.
Well,
He hasn't completely, like,
Tyler Oakley is very much moving towards doing that same thing.
yeah. He's
Because
really big on Tumblr.
he's big on Tumblr. He's he published a book, which for those of you guys wondering, YouTubers who publish books, 90% of them do not write those books. It is a ghostwriter who writes it for them. So,
Ghostwriters.
Just in case you guys are wondering.
The guy from CinemaSins wrote his own book, though, right? The
Jeremy?
Abels?
No.
No, he didn't write that one? Ah, son of a bitch.
He did write a bulk of it, but it was edited and modified by a ghostwriter. To the best of my knowledge. Obviously, I don't know him personally, and I don't know about the publishing. But from what I understand of the way that these YouTubers publish books, no.
I've stopped watching CinemaSins.
And you can
for some
tell
time.
if a book has been ghostwritten because
So
writing
generic.
very much has a personality to it.
Yeah.
And if somebody is trying to write as somebody else's personality, it's going to sound very generic, like,
yeah.
I am a man from New York who likes New Yorky things. Like, Not specifically like
I
that.
love New Yorkie things.
But that's kind of the
Whoa,
feel you'll
was
get
that
from
a
Like Yorkies?
calzone? Oh yes, my favorite.
It's a calzone. What's a calzone? Is it like a stromboli? And what's a stromboli?
A Stramboli.
Shout out to Bernie Burns. Shout out to Bernie Burns.
I think Dan and Phil.
I think
Wrote
Dan and
theirs.
Phil fit their own.
I will guarantee you Dan and Phil.
They like Dan and Phil a lot.
I've met Dan and Phil, and I can guarantee you Dan and Phil did not write their own book.
Miranda Song.
As
wrote
much
her
as-
own.
Oh god.
Miranda Songs
sings.
didn't write.
Miranda
Miranda Sings did
sings.
not write hers either.
Miranda sings.
I actually-
And that's my entire gimmick.
I
Goodbye.
met I met the ghostwriter who wrote both of their books at VidCon 2 years ago. So yeah, no, they did not write their own book.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
the shit
did.
comes out.
It was not supposed to
Aw,
be fit. It was
snap.
supposed to be did.
Guys, I don't think you understand. There's ghostwriters. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
And that's kind of the thing. Is like some YouTubers are sticking with the platform and realizing what it's going to become, and some people are jumping ship for mainstream media. But here's the interesting thing: if you look at mainstream media, where are they all going to get more views? YouTube.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Well,
Fallon,
right,
Jimmy
Jimmy
Kimmel.
Fallon is
Which, by the way,
big.
fuck Jimmy Kimmel. I don't say fuck a lot of people, but fuck Jimmy Kimmel. Fuck that asshole. He can go die in a ditch somewhere. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Here's this thing.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying
Fuck
I'm not
Jimmy
saying anybody
Kimmel.
needs to kill him. I'm just
Yeah.
saying he needs to die in a
Yeah.
ditch. That's all I'm saying.
Jimmy
It
Kimmel.
says they're gonna do a
fuck
Digi tour.
Jimmy Kimmel.
YouTube.
All right. Well, that's all I've got on this topic.
Oh
Guys, you
no,
got
they
anything
did a
else?
Digi tour. That was 2014.
Yes. You're not on camera, so you can't have a real opinion.
Talk louder.
Well,
For the nice people on
Jarvis,
SoundCloud.
Jarvis can always have an opinion.
That's true.
Okay.
Guys, I would like you to meet Vision.
This is the Vision.
This is the Vision right here.
Paul Bentley.
Paul Bettany.
Bentley. It's Bentley.
It's not Bentley.
I keep wanting to call him
Paul Bentley.
Call Bentley. Paul.
All right.
Call him
Paul
Paul
Bentley.
Bentley.
Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about on this?
says lame. I'm burning my copy of.
Burns copy of Tabanoff.
Tabanoff. Lame.
That's not to say that these YouTubers aren't involved in the writing of the books. Because they are.
Who the
But-
fuck is Andrew Smith?
Understand how difficult it
You go to
is to
school with
write a
him.
book.
Apparently, and they're
And
apparently a
most of
woman.
these people on YouTube are not very educated people. Some of them are highly
I was gonna say
educated.
some of them actually
But-
graduated college.
But most of them
Not that that
are
makes them
are
educated.
yeah, but most of
Just
them are
saying.
not very educated, and on that front, most of them do not have the skill required to write a book. You can't just write a bunch of words down and sell a book, because believe me, you would not buy that book. I mean, look at PewDiePie's book. It's basically a glorified coloring book. And I don't even know what it's called, but
you might buy it. You just might not enjoy it very much.
unless you're between the ages of 1 and 3, and you're okay with being 1 and 3 and seeing the words pussy and boobs inside of a book that
What?
looks like a coloring book.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, his book's weird. If you want something that'll make you question life
Let's
and
look that up.
professionalism, I'm not gonna put that on the podcast. I'm sorry. But look up PewDiePie's book. And again, it's no disrespect to PewDiePie or any YouTubers who write their own books or who have people write books for them, because it's been being done in the industry. Most celebrities don't write their own books either. As a matter of fact, 90% of them don't write their own books. So it's nothing. It's just something that professional people do to get more famous.
Writing's hard.
Writing is very hard.
Amber? Amber. Okay, it could be
Somebody
Amber.
All right, everybody.
Connor being a dick to people once again.
Well, The Amazing Race. I think it was just kind of a surprise to me to see.
And again, like we're kind of in this middle ground where YouTubers are getting more respect and internet personalities are getting more respect. But then you get instances like, and I'm not gonna go too deep into this right now because I'm gonna have a video about this on my Islay Dragons channel. But then you get bloggers and vloggers like April F and Cater17 who go on and they make claims against other people and they start drama online. And then when those claims are found to be false, it diminishes the legitimacy of the platform and it kills our credibility. And you can't. That's one of the problems with the internet is you can't stop people from uploading wrong or false content.
Which is interesting because you do that with any other kind of star, musician. It doesn't discount who they are.
Yeah.
Only on this sort of platform, which I
Because
think
we have nothing
interesting.
else. Without the platform, we have nothing else.
But it's interesting though because even with movie stars or musicians, They only become famous because of people,
Mhm.
fans. Same thing with YouTubers.
All right, you guys got anything else on this?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I think that about wraps it up.
All right, everybody. This has been a shorter version of the podcast. Been a little bit of a
Little bit of a
bite
breather,
size.
yeah.
Yeah. Tried not to get into too many controversial topics. We tend to sway a little bit. We're all very controversially minded people. It happens.
We figured 3 hours of the last one was enough. You guys are probably still listening to that one.
So, yeah.
Shorter podcast. This
Buffer
week.
time on that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just
So,
remember one last highlight: Lindsay Sterling is single.
Lindsay Sterling is single and she's gorgeous. So somebody treat that woman right.
Exactly.
I'm not sure on an adventure, I guess.
And
Oh,
now
hey, guys,
Connor is going.
Hold on. Our nephew is listening to us right now, Caden.
Oh.
So we need to say hi to Caden.
Hi,
Hi,
little
baby.
lady.
Hi,
Hi,
buddy.
buddy.
Yeah, okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Porncast.
Yeah.
Tune in next week to hear us talk about what happens when toes get stuck indoors. That won't be the topic, but we might touch on it.
What happens when toes get stuck indoors?
It's a fascinating
Ouch.
question.
Ouch.
Yes. Ouch is...
Welcome to the New World Order.
And this has been your healthy daily dose of recommended porn. We'll see you guys next week. And don't forget, the SoundCloud podcast drops every Thursday. It's called The Porncast. We'll see you guys next time.
Good night.
Bye-bye.